Corn is one of nature's most versatile crops, providing everything from sweet corn to animal feed to ethanol. And corn is also America's biggest grain crop. Well, one Virginia farmer has discovered that his eco-friendly methods have found him a bushel of awards from some of America's most productive cornfields.
We have some good dirt, just covers up a lot of mistakes that I make or we make, and so we have had some really good successes with corn.
You might say David Hula is a master of understatement and maybe a bit too modest. After all, when you've been the top producing corn grower in America almost every year since 2000, it's probably not just luck or divine providence.
The National Corn Growers Association, they have an annual contest, a yield contest. We won overall, so we were blessed in that we had the highest yield in the whole country last year.
Yield is measured in bushels per acre. A bushel of corn is about 60 pounds. In the U.S., the average yield is 150 bushels an acre. David's corn yield in 2011 was 429 bushels, almost 3 times bigger, beating out more than 7,000 competitors from across the nation.
We try to start out with good genetics, and then we just kind of spoon feed the crop throughout the season, pay a lot of attention to the details, give it good plant health. We can do all we can, but if the good Lord doesn't shine on us, it's all for nothing.
Perhaps most amazing, that record-breaking harvest was finished just hours before Hurricane Irene slammed into Virginia.
Literally, we harvested that 400 bushel of corn within a half a day before that field was actually leveled from the 70-mile-an-hour winds.
For 4 generations, since the 1930s, the Hula family has been farming this rich land by the St. James River. Today, David, his dad, 2 brothers, and a son and nephew manage about 4,000 acres, and not just corn.
We're also in the seed business. We raise a lot of soybeans for a company that we part own, and we have some public varieties that we raise. And then we have some wheat, soft red winter wheats. We still are one of the few that grow barley, and then we're one of the few that still grow oats around here, again for the seed.
Raising all those crops successfully means more than just dodging hurricanes. Drought is a reality faced by all farmers, and water conservation has become even more critical. That's why David and his dad have been practicing no-till farming since 1987. That's where residue from the last harvest is allowed to stay on the ground and protect precious topsoil. Here, tiny soybean shoots are poking up through the debris on a barley field.
We just need to be stewards to save our soil, keep it from eroding from rainfall or dust or wind, and then we don't want to pollute the water.
And conserving scarce water is why David has invested in this high-tech drip irrigation system. Most of the pipes are beneath the surface. The water is mixed with fertilizer going straight to the roots. And this high-tech gadget uses solar panels and satellites to check moisture levels as deep as 5 feet below the surface.
I can log in, and just like checking emails, I check how much my moisture is in the ground. And then we can also document whether we're doing right, wrong, or how we can fix some problems if we overwater or underwater.
After the harvest and the almost yearly accolades, the Hulas still find they need to generate other revenue streams. That's one reason they share their farm with city folks. A giant corn maze each autumn, and a farm museum that's the pride and joy of David's father, Stanley. It's a chance to show his collection of old farm signs and antique equipment, including this seed cleaner. A place to share the history of agriculture.
One young fella came in there one day and he said, "Man, that is a crude tractor." And I said, "You got to realize that was technology." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "That's beat walking behind a horse."
Most people will say being the best at something usually means you have to love doing it. The Hulas are quick to express that they feel the same affection and gratitude for the land and for what all their hard work brings to those benefiting from their bounty.
The more we show our urban neighbors that we're not competing for anything that they got going on, that we're good stewards, that helps us. We're out here helping their lifestyle by giving them some of the safest, best food in the world, and we're trying to feed the globe.